Hey everybody. I hope you didn't think I'd forgotten about you this week. I promise I hadn't. I just got a little sidetracked, but I wanted to check in with everybody for the online purposes. Um, just I thought you are welcome to join us on Mondays anywhere between 9 and 12. I do think that the Zoom is now working. There were some issues that were going on, but I think that they have kind of fixed those and have been working on that. I'm going to try and see if I can record that for you, and maybe that'll be helpful. Because otherwise, I mean, we did a lot of talking Monday, and I feel bad because I think that you all missed out on some of that as well, just because of what's going on. Um, so you have an assignment that's going to be due Monday. I think you've taken a look at that, and I hope that you've got some good information on that. So really on the agenda for this week is just you're going to continue to learn and read about needs and capacity assessments. Our good buddy Pre-Seed Proceed is once again going to be out there and just get very familiar with that, and we're still trying to make the case with you all why we want to use this particular model. It's a good model for us to use. And then of course your learning activity one, which you will post. Some of you wanted to do PowerPoint, some of you wanted to do a Word document. Either of those I think would be okay. I am going to share those items with the rest of the people in the class because this is a teaching moment that you can use and we can all learn from each other. But do include a voiceover, and you could. It just depends on how you want to do that. You could even use the function that I'm using here now, which is Screencast-O-Matic, that you can record and then upload if you wanted to do that. And then really just kind of discussing and going through the needs assessment assignment 1 and 2. I know that it says online that they're separate, but we usually have you come and put those in together just because they're so intertwined that it makes a lot more sense if you're going to do that. So I'm not going to go through all this. You can take a look at this, and I'd like you to, and to really kind of hone in on why we are particularly starting here and what we're looking to do. I'm getting some ideas from a lot of students, either on ground or online, about where you are in the process of finding a partnership. I am curious about that. We don't want you to wait too late, but if you haven't found something just as of yet, the impetus is on you just really to kind of do that, because of course you have some assignments that are due not too very long from now. And so when you are doing that, of course, you would want to think of a way that you're going to introduce yourself to the people that you are trying to convince to work with you for a process of 3 semesters. And we want you to be professional about it, but let them know something about yourself, and that you're attending ETSU, and that you're in the College of Public Health, and that you are looking for partnerships, and you are looking to see if there's any way that you all could connect so that you could find out more about them and the populations that they serve, and some of the building assets that not building assets, but the assets that they have in their community, and also some of the needs. Several of you have already stated about what you are interested in pursuing, and I don't want to discourage that. I don't want to discourage you from that, but I do want to place emphasis on the fact that for purposes of this class, all you're going to be doing is really, you're going to be listening to them, you're going to be constructing questions, you're going to be talking with stakeholders and with some of the people within the community, because you're going to find out what they think about their community and what they like about their community, where they would like to see their community going. And so, but if we come with a pre-formulated agenda of like, here is the project that I would like to work with you on this, then we're not listening to them. And I just want to make sure that the priority is listening to the people that you interview, stakeholders, key informants, and then listening and figuring out how to craft the introduction to the community, and then what you can learn from them, and then what at the end of the semester you can turn back into them and say, based upon what you all have said and based upon our meetings and the activities that we've had, here's what I see as going on. And then, of course, you're looking for their input and their permission to go further with this. And the slides here are good. They're also talking about sources of primary and secondary data. Of course, you're going to do primary and secondary data. So The secondary data comes first just because you want to do your homework on your particular community and see what's going on, and then that primary data is going to be used to fill in those gaps. We do have a case study that's listed out there for you just to kind of give you an example of, okay, here's what we're talking about. Now here's how this was applied in a particular case study. So we just want to make sure that you're getting some good information there. Let's see, what else do I want to say? You can read this. You can, and I hope that you will take a look at that. Let's see. Yeah, so on this process, of course, you're going to decide on your community partner. If you've not done that, time is running out there. So reach out to your partner, determine fit, use your soft skills to that, learning more about the organization or more about the partnership. Look at how you're going to define the community, because that'll play a big part of that. You're going to get some demographic and some quality of life issues out there, and then looking at how those things might actually affect your assessment. You're also going to have an in-depth conversation with stakeholder or stakeholders. You're also going to do your lit review. You're going to conduct some primary data collection, a qualitative data assessment, and also some quantitative. And that's the scope of what we're doing within the class. And you can look at pre-seed and proceed. I think really that's all I want to say there. I think you can kind of take a look at that. Your learning activity is out there. Test your audio. Audio sometimes gets in the way of people. If you want to have a camera on you, you can certainly do that. I know students have done that in the past and it's worked out really well. But looking at let's go to your needs assessments here, and I'm going to X out of here. By the way, this is also listed out here, and we wanted to give you an example of what a student had done in the past for primary data collection tools, and so you can go to this and take a look, and here you would be able to see some of her stakeholder interview questions. We don't want you to copy word for word, but I mean, you can build upon that, and actually some of the stuff that's in the slides, I think it actually says on there, consider adapting this for use on your own questionnaire or your own data guide there. And then here, your priority population, your face-to-face interviews. Of course, I would like for you to start thinking about how you're going to introduce yourself to your stakeholders, and maybe that's something you need to write out. Of course, you wouldn't want to read that word for word, but just to kind of have an idea of what to say and how you need to say it. And then we even have an idea here of some quantitative information that this particular student listed here too, because you can use all of this. And of course, there are some measures that are out there. Maybe you want to come up with your own questions. Maybe through your literature review, you will find an instrument or instruments that would kind of suit your purpose. So why not actually do that? What else do I want to say here? Let's see. I tell you what, give me just a second. There's hers. Of course, your supplemental information is listed out here. If you need some assistance in how to conduct a literature search, there is some good information out there. Also on your slides that were out there present, at the very end, there's a listing of secondary data sources. I would encourage you to use those. I mean, that's where you're going to find a lot of your information. And really, probably the first one to go again and look at again is the Healthy People 2020. That's going to be a good source of information, but there is also statewide, federal data, countywide data, depending on what you're looking for. So I hope that makes sense. I think this is going to be kind of short this week. I believe in what you're doing and that you trust the process that you're going through. You're very good to ask questions, and I hope you will continue to do that. Also consider reaching out to each other, and that might be helpful. And again, if you are available and you would like to on Mondays, you can join us from 9 to 12. I'll try to make sure and remember and send out that invite out. I don't remember if I did that this week. And I hope everybody has a good week. Please let me know questions or concerns that you might have. And for those of you who are anywhere close to campus, if you see me out, please say hello. I'd like to get to know you. Okay? Have a good day.